Okay, what's up YouTube? How are you doing? Welcome, welcome. The start, hopefully, of a good week. It is a Monday, and this will be the only piece of content that I can produce today because in the Netherlands, it's actually a holiday. It's a free day for everyone in the country, and it also so happens to be the birthday of my grandma turning 87 or 88. But what we always do every year is we go bowling with the family. So today is that day where we go bowling in the afternoon and then have dinner together in the evening, and then I'll only be back home late. So I can't do a live stream in the afternoon, Central European time here in the Netherlands. I also can't produce a piece of content tonight because I'll be bowling and having dinner with the family. And for this morning, I decided to only do the live stream. I could have posted a video earlier in the morning. However, it would have had exactly the same content as I would have produced in the live stream. So therefore, I decided to only do the live stream, as I know many more people like live streams because of the questions. They also like the videos, of course, but also the live streams because of the questions. So I decided to do a live stream instead of a 10-minute video and be online for about an hour before I then have to go. So yo, what's up everyone? Good to have you here, and nice to talk about some Elliott Waves here on the live stream. Hold Crypto Zed, what's up? QZ World, what's up? Like QZ World, by the way, has been here for ages as well, very long time already. Bettina, what's up? How you doing? Mark, Sexy Raccoons, Popcorn and the Raccoon, exactly. What's up, Mark? Beowulf, good morning from a sunny Cornwall. Good morning from a cloudy Gouda, Netherlands. Man, the weather. Perkio, welcome. Davey, how you doing? Tim, Adam, what's up? Adrian, Starfish. Now that's an interesting one. Starfish, what's up? Good morning. Good morning. Congrats, Granny Coons. Cheers, Mark. Cheers, cheers. Alive for the coffee. Nice. Yeah, exactly, Blaster. That's what we're going to do. Where are you from? The Netherlands. The Netherlands. Marketing, I already knew. Like the moment you see this, GmbH is Germany. Yeah. I've had some business with German companies in the past as well, also as a professional gamer back in the day, an esports player. So what's up? Good to have you here. Birker, Katarina, Eddie, welcome. Good to have you here. Welcome, welcome. One of the newer members as well. Stefano, good morning. Good to have you here. Okay, so what we're going to do in this live stream is, of course, cover Elliott Waves. I want to start on the 4 hour again, right? Because it's always important to keep in mind the context. Maybe I'll even start on the daily time frame. Whatever. We're just gonna do it all. I mean, why be specific? So I'm gonna put the weekly in here, and so we have weekly, we have daily, 4 hour, and then the local time frame, which especially is this portion of the chart from the high, this move to the downside, but also then the move towards the upside and this structure. So we're going to be hanging around on the 15 minutes for a little bit, but we're going to start on the higher time frame. So Ayarn, welcome from Thailand. I don't understand this like the language, but welcome. Good to have you here. Nick, what's up? What's up? So yeah, I do agree. I don't know if Nick was talking about this section, but it all looks like corrective structures. And we're going to talk about that in this particular live stream. Now, compared to the video yesterday, right, the beginning will have a small little bit of overlap. But as always, it's good to keep an eye on the higher time frames because of the context, right? So there's currently two scenarios I keep in mind or are preferred on the higher time frame. Probabilities on the weekly, by the way, are higher for the bullish scenarios compared to the bearish ones. So I prefer to, for now, look at the bullish ones until they get invalidated, pretty much. Okay, we're starting at 10:10. So let's go then. Starting on the weekly time frame, first scenario here is a double 1, 2. 3 is already finished, 4 and 5. So the bigger impulse in yellow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is what you're going to be aiming for. And inside the yellow 3, we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Common target for 4 is a 38205, taken from the low to the high of this wave 3 here, giving you a target between 57.5, 53.3K, and validation 49.3K. Now, commonly, a wave 3 is the longest, strongest, and most impulsive wave in an impulse. So we have wave 3 in yellow, and then wave 3 of a lower degree, that is the wave that actually should really pump. But you can see it is relatively small. Now this therefore also increases probabilities of some other bullish scenarios, and I don't want to go in detail, but just for the sake of mentioning it, it can be 1, 2, 3, 4, and your 5 is going to be an extended wave structure. So the green 5 will be the longest, strongest, most impulsive wave. It is, however, rare to see an extended 5 compared to an extended 3. Then we have a scenario where we're going to be looking for a triple 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and still get a big wave 3 to the upside, invalidation 38.5. So still a lot of room to the downside as well. But this is so incredibly bullish, and we also hit the 382 in this particular case 3 times now. The 382 is an uncommon target for a wave 2, so hitting it 3 times in a row does not really increase probabilities for this scenario. And then we have what I have over here as well. So here we have then our 1, 2, 3, 4, looking for a 5, which is then the final move to the upside. So by all means, we are looking for price to move up on a weekly time frame after we then finish the range over here. But once we do, the move to the upside, and especially the volume, which we'll get as well, will be very important, because we might just see still a very big extension to the upside. Maybe the triple 1, 2 is the way to go, but we'll only figure that out once we get the move to the upside. You can see that price is moving up, and we had some volume moving to the upside as well. That is exactly what you like to see in wave 3 price action. So if you again move to the upside and volume is moving up once more, we're going to extend the wave 3 to higher prices, right? And this is making me think of what we saw in 2020, 2021, where here, so this is Q3, Q4, 2020, moved to the upside, we started ranging, right? And then eventually we broke out of this ranging structure, right? So we broke above the pivot, but you can see the volume, the volume was still lower than what we had over here, right? But then we start climbing, and what you can see is that the average amount of volume is increasing, not decreasing. It's not going down, it's going up. And eventually you'll see the volume candles moving above the volume that we had over here, right? So if that happens in the current state of the market, where hey, we're in a wave, in a ranging structure at the moment, clearly, and once price takes the high, it doesn't mean that the first candle taking the high needs to have a higher amount of volume. But you don't want to see weakness, right? Every range on the lower time frame should increase probabilities to move up. So we're going to keep an eye on it. But eventually the volume might come as price then moves towards the upside, and that means that we're going to change the wave 3, because then you're going to be looking for either a bigger wave 5 to the upside, so your wave 3 is extended, right? Or you have that triple 1, 2, right? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, move towards the upside, big volume surge as well, and then you're going to be looking for a couple of 4 5s. However, for now, we are at 66K, and we're not at like 200 or whatever K. So another bullish scenario here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? In this scenario, preferably you continue the range still for a little bit longer, because the low of the range locally has been made before the 382 fib time, taken from the start to the end of 2 to the end of 3, comparing 2 with 4 in time. Preferably wave 4 ends after the 382. So we want to see a continuation of the range in this particular scenario. The longer we range, the better it is pretty much in this scenario for wave 4. Common target area 23605, 62.2K, 49.3K, invalidation 43.5K. So for the bulls, the probabilities will pretty much change only if we take 38.5K. That would be quite bearish, because that's the invalidation for your triple 1, 2. Then you have an invalidation for like this scenario, right? 49.3K, this one 43.5K, and the triple 1, 2, 38.5K. Take 38.5 and that wouldn't be too great. On the daily time frame, we've been covering these scenarios for a couple of days, also Of course, waiting for some more clarity locally, but it is still good to keep in mind, especially keeping an eye on the 2 fib time here. So we have this is one of the scenarios that can extend the range, right? We can make it a bit longer as well. WXY, a 3-wave corrective structure, after which we expect continuation to the upside. Wave W is a regular flat, A, B, and then a wave C to the downside. And then in X, we're looking for an expanding flat, A, B, C. However, in an expanding flat, you don't want this wave C to be more than twice the length of A plus B. The fib time you see on the chart is taken from the start of A to the end of B, comparing A plus B with wave C. The moment wave C is not finished and hits the 2 fib time, it significantly decreases probabilities this move up is a wave C. Something we have to keep in mind. Now locally, on the lower time frame, the probabilities at the moment remain higher that we don't yet have a finished impulsive structure here, preferably still looking for sooner or later another move to the upside, potentially first hitting the daily and the point of control, but we'll talk about the lower time frames in a second. Common target area for X is the 05886 taken from the start to the end of W, 66.7, 72.2K, right? Cool. That's scenario 1. A similar scenario in price action is an ABC. Now, mind you, it might be confusing. Oh, damn, another scenario I have to keep in mind, but the price action is exactly the same, right? So you're looking here for a wave X, another C to the upside, and then a retracement. In this scenario, you're looking still to finish C inside the yellow box and the retracement. The retracement is different, right? But the price action short term is the same. The only difference is that once the retracement starts in a wave Y, you're looking for either a zigzag 535, a flat, or a triangle. And in a wave C, you're going to be looking for an impulse. But the price action short term is the same. Yeah? Now this is an ABC zigzag with a diagonal in your wave A, a zigzag in your B, and then a C to the downside, taking the low at 56K. The common target area for B, golden pocket to the 886, taken from the high to the low of wave A, which is where we are right now here, 67.2 to 71.9K. Preferably wave B ends after the 382. We are now after or ranging behind the 382, and the current high of the range was made yesterday on top of the 382. So that is valid. However, in this wave B, you're looking for a 3-wave structure ABC, where your wave C, common target area, is the 1.236 to the 1 over here, trend-based sub-extension, taken from the low to the high of A to the low of B, which as you can see is not yet touched, 69.1K to 71.3K. So preferably, locally, you're still looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hit the area and reject, right? We have some additional confluence in this area as well, most notably, by the way, the weekly naked point of control in confluence with the 1-to-1 at 69.1K, right? Important area. And then the 1.236 is in confluence with this blue box here, 70.7 to 72K. Important resistance areas for price. Your most bullish scenario, which is just very simple, is a 1-2-1-2 continuation to the upside, right? Now here your invalidation is the low at 60.1K. And the only thing that I don't really like about this scenario is that your blue wave 1, preferably as a lower degree wave 1, is shorter in time and price. Higher degree, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in green. Inside the green wave 3, we have blue, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's a lower degree count. Preferably, your second 1, 2 is shorter. So you have your first 1, 2, then you have your second 1, 2, potentially a third 1, 2, and then you move. So they become shorter in time and price. That's preferred. It's definitely not happening all the time, that's for sure. But it would be best to see. One scenario where that didn't happen, just for the sake of an example, is actually here at 24K. So if we take a trend-based fib from the low to the high to the low, then you can see that price wicked the 1-to-1. So it was a little bit longer in price, right? And this is your second wave 1 here. So we have 1, 2, 1, 2. And if we take a fib time from the start of the first one to the end of the first 2 to the end of your second one, toggle on the 1-to-1, then you can see that also your second wave 2 was longer in time, right? So it's not a rule. it's more like a probability guideline, right? So it's something that I do pay attention to, at least, because we should as Elliott Wave analysts as well. Now this blue wave one is already longer in time than the green wave one. Has a little bit of an impact on probabilities. Preferably though, your blue wave one stays below the 1-to-1. Again, it's not an invalidation, right? It's all probabilities. Now what's important though, comparing these three with one another, is that in the bullish scenario, once your top is in of the blue one, you want a corrective structure down. So you do expect a retracement, but you want to see a corrective structure, which can be any corrective structure except a triangle. A triangle is not allowed in a wave 2. While in a wave Y, preferably you're going to be looking for more impulsive structures to start a bigger zigzag, which is most common, or you look for a flat or a triangle, right? Yet to be seen. And in the ABC zigzag, we look for a big impulse down. So that's going to be an interesting moment, the moment we actually start getting that bigger retracement. On the 1 second, by the way. Cool. On the 4-hour time frame, right, the highest probability count at the moment is an unfinished impulse. So we have a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inside wave 3, we then count another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And then we're ranging in a wave 4. The 0.236 has been hit, minimum target for a wave 4, and we were looking for price to move towards the downside. Remember yesterday, price ranging over here, highest probability to move down towards the target area of wave 4, where we have two. Oh man, I'm such a noob sometimes in streaming. Hopefully you like my explanation of the scenario here. Let me quickly redo this. CAC W. I'm such a pro. So, lol. On the 4-hour time frame, the highest probability scenario is an unfinished impulse to the upside, right? We have our 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a wave 5 towards the upside. And inside wave 3, we're looking for a 5-wave 1, 2, 3, 4, a 5-wave structure, right? Now, yesterday, when we were ranging over here, we mentioned the highest probability at the moment is for price to move to the downside to at least hit the target area for your wave 4, which is the 0.236 to the 0.5 Fibonacci, taken from the low of 2 to the high of your wave 3. Price has hit the 0.236 and also hit the first point of control that we had here at 66.1K. Your second area of interest is the second point of control at 65.2K, which is in confluence with a daily level as well here at 65.2K. Right? So this is pretty much your most important area of support, because below this, there's not much left. There's not much left. If you lose this over here, yeah, I mean, you possibly have the low here, but there's no great additional confluences. If I open all my folders, which I've done now over here, right? So the horizontals that I keep an eye on, which for me are important support resistance levels, there's a gap here. So yeah, you only pretty much have the low, which you could wick, but that's about it. And then you end up at the weekly at 61.5K. Right? So yeah, there is, by the way, I should say that there's one area of support still a little bit higher, 62.9 to 63K, which is the point of control of the whole thing. 1 second. Boop. Loading. There we go. So there's, you see, the point of control is at that level around 62.9K. So that is a support level I at least want to have on my chart so that I can observe the potential reaction. Now, a wave 4 of a higher degree likes to retrace to a wave 4 of a lower degree. It's not a rule, it's more like a guideline. It's something you see very often. Wave 4 of a higher degree is blue. Wave 4 of a lower degree is this flat structure here. All right? Now the wave 4 of a lower, so let me put this on the chart for the sake of visual recognition. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have a 5 somewhere there, right? So finishing your 3 somewhere here, pop, pop, pop. Okay, so your wave 4 of a lower degree, the price section of your wave 4 of a lower degree is this white box. Nice. Commonly, a wave 4 of a higher degree, being blue, retraces to the wave 4 of a lower degree, which is white, meaning the white box. But of course, we also like it to hit the target area for a wave 4, 236 to the 05, and we have now hit the 236. So actually, we could minimize this box to this area here. This is your preferred area for support for your blue wave 4, right? Which then gives you an area between 65.9 and 64.5K. Preferably not actually taking the low, but that would be the last area of support, I suppose. Where the most interesting support is what I just mentioned, the daily and the point of control here at about 65.1 to 3K, right? This area. That's an important one. And then we want to see a final move to the upside in a wave 5, where the weekly naked point of control is very interesting resistance. 69.1K. In general, we have a bit of a resistance box, 68.1 to 69.2K, but your most interesting area is the weekly naked point of control, at least for me. In that area, the most important one is the weekly naked point of control. If you pass that, then you're going to be looking for higher. Okay. Cool. Your bearish scenario is a finished 5 and a deeper retracement to the downside. In other words, we're going to lose 69K and we're going to move, 65K, and we're going to be looking for price to move to the downside towards at least then 63, if not lower. Now, in a finished impulsive structure, lower probabilities at the moment, we have a wave 1 that is quite awkward to count. In an impulse, what we're looking for is a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave structure, right? However, inside this wave 1, we can count a diagonal to the upside, perfectly fine, right? We can count a 3-wave corrective structure to the downside, also cool. And then we can count another 5-wave move to the upside here. Now let me actually remove this for the sake of you seeing the chart. So we have our diagonal, we have a correction, end of correction, 1, 2 candles red here, that's your 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, makes sense. This is then your 4, this is then your 2. However, if we want to put a wave 1 here, we need a 5-wave structure, not a 3-wave structure. So if this is our 1, this is our 2, and then inside wave 3, we then count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, all good, right? Highest amount of volume in this recent move to the upside. Where is our 4, 5? You know, I preferably want to see another 4 and another 5 to take the high, to then create a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But we didn't. We moved all the way down. So therefore, probability-wise, it would make more sense to count this as a 3-wave structure and then a double 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, and continuation to the upside where you have 1, 2, 1, 2. So, I mean, 3-wave structure, it's like a double 1, 2 in this case. So, yeah, if we go to the 50-minute time frame, in a bit more detail, then you can also see here's your 1, here's your 2, 3, 4, 5. If this is your 2, this being your wave 4, right, for if you want to finish an impulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then this wave 2 has to be matched with a 1 candle wave 4. While most commonly a wave 4 is longer in price and time than a wave 2, and this is only 1 candle versus a couple of candles, it's just not great probabilities that this is your 4 compared to this being your 2. And even if this is your 4 compared to this 2, then we don't really, this is your final leg up. It just doesn't count nicely as an impulse to finish a wave 1 there. Right, so that is what impacts the probabilities for this particular scenario, where the probabilities are then higher to still look for a move to the upside, finishing your 4, and then move up in your 5. and then start a bit of a deeper retracement to the downside. Local price action, very interesting, by the way, the local price action at the moment. So let's start with the non-circular sections and start with the move to the downside. If we're looking for bigger retracements, we want to start with impulsive structures. And that means either an impulse diagonal or a double 1-2. One of these three can lead to a bigger retracement to the downside in this case. So we have our high here, right, which arguably can still be a potential ABC. However, this structure down, it's not easy to count impulsively. So from this move to the this high, the move to the downside, okay, impulse diagonal double 1-2. If you want to be bullish or bearish, this is what you have to think about. And then you have to look and check the you have to look for them and check the probability. So let's start with an impulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't want overlap between a wave 1 and a wave 4. There is a lot of overlap over here. Okay, no problem. We can try to count the beginning of an impulse as a diagonal. And then you have your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's your 1. This is your 2. And then you have your 3, 4, 5, right? 3, 4, 5. Not nice though, right? What's up now? Not nice. Why? Your diagonal is an expanding diagonal. And an expanding diagonal is always rare and never preferred unless the rest fails. Why is it an expanding diagonal? If we take a channel, let me actually label the diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wave 2 and 4 can only have zigzags, which means this has to be the low of your wave 3 to get this move up in 4. If you take a channel from the high of your 2 to the, the high of your 4 is here, but let's, whatever, I can do this as well. To then the low of your 1, from the high of 2, high of 4 to the low of your 1, then you can see that your wave 3 hit the low of the channel. And this is also a bit awkward though, that you have a price action going away out of the channel. So the fact that your wave 3 here went to the lower trend line of the channel increases the probabilities it's an expanding structure. I can also do this. And now the price action at least is partly contained in the channel, except for this bit. But then it becomes even more obvious. So the diagonal is not a great diagonal structure. It leads to it being an expanding diagonal, lowers the probabilities for it to be a diagonal structure. But that would be the only way to count this as an impulse, would be to have a diagonal in your wave 1, short wave 2, and then a 3, 4, 5. A diagonal by itself here is not relevant, right? Then we prefer to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be a preferred diagonal, but it's too early to call. And then we have a double 1, 2, meaning you want to have either a double 1, 2 in here, but this move retraced too high, so that's not relevant. So your double 1, 2 needs to be a 1, 2, 1, 2. However, 0.618 is hit. And this move down had the highest amount of volume in the low, right? Which means that if we are looking for an impulse down, we're looking for 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. Invalidation for 4 is the 618, taken from the high to the low here. Right? Lower probabilities this is an impulse, higher probabilities that this is corrective and not impulsive. So a double 1, 2 doesn't really work. So therefore, out of the 3 scenarios for bearish price action, the impulse is pretty much the only one where you have to count this as an impulse down, right? And then a wave A or a wave 1. Even though it will have a diagonal that is not ideal. Now, secondly, this structure to the upside here has the highest amount of volume in the high, at least on a 15-minute chart. I just noticed on the 5-minute, actually the highest volume is here. That's quite interesting. But on a 15-minute time frame, your highest amount of volume is in the high over here, and then you retrace back. So we didn't get 4 5s, again, hitting the 0.618 from the low to the high. Decreasing probabilities, this move up is an impulsive structure. Increasing probabilities, it is a corrective structure. There's also a lot of overlap here at the beginning. So also here you would then need to think about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 diagonal, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then that is your wave 5. That would be the only way to then counter impulsive structure, but then you do have overlap between your wave 1 and your wave 4, which is not preferred. So it increases probabilities this structure up is corrective, which in turn increases probabilities to still sooner or later either take the high or the low, or continue ranging sideways, and then at a later stage we'll be able to dissect the subwave structures of the range and get good probabilities to then move to the upside, right? We'll talk about probabilities in a second because it's a lot of information. So this move down, currently higher probabilities, it is corrective, increasing probabilities to sooner or later take the high unless you have an expanding diagonal in there. Higher probability, this is corrective, increasing probabilities to sooner or later take the low or at least continue the range. And this move down, higher probability, it is corrective, right? So there's lots of corrective structures on the lower time frames. Now, how does this then translate into the probabilities of different scenarios? Right? On the weekly time frame, probabilities are higher for the bullish scenarios as explained. On the daily time frame, probabilities are neutral. Arguably, they're a little bit higher for the WXY or the ABC because in the double 1, 2, your second wave 1 is already longer in time. So it just impacts the probabilities a bit, but it's not an invalidation. It all depends on the retracement, and we don't have the retracement yet. So that's why pretty much the probabilities on the daily are neutral between WXY, ABC, and the double 1, 2. On a 4-hour time frame, the probabilities are higher for an unfinished impulsive structure. You can still move to the downside for your wave 4 towards the 382. We have some additional support here as well, but probabilities are higher for an unfinished impulse to the upside in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, still looking for at least another leg up. Very locally on a 15-minute time frame here, right? Every structure so far looks very corrective, increasing the probabilities to continue the range in that wave 4. And if we do move up, we move up because anyway, that's the highest probability on the 4-hour anyway, right? Yeah, this move up it's not a great impulsive structure. So that is pretty much the probabilities. With regards to support, as mentioned, we hit the first area of support, the 236. We had a point of control here as well. If we do lose this once again, the next area is going to be 65.2K in confluence with a daily at 65.2K as well. To the upside, your resistance is 69.1K. It's very specific, of course. Your general target area with some more elements of resistance is the blue box, 68.1 to 69.2. It's just that the weekly naked point of control is my favorite area. So yeah. With regards to CVD divergences, we do have a bit of CVD divergences. I actually posted this in Discord because I saw Park, I believe, talking about it. Was it Park? I think so, right? Yeah, Park. So Park asked a question, do we have bullish CVD on the 1 hour, a double one? We had a single one, right? Or arguably double if you call these two, right? Let me open this completely. So higher low in price, the big green line, and then locally again, higher low in price, lower low on the CVD. Now, I prefer to use CVD on the right side of the recent higher low. So even though we have the bigger green bullish CVD here, right, it's just a higher low and a lower low on the chart. This more local bullish CVD here is more important. You know, that's what I prioritize, is the local stuff on a 5-minute, 3-minute, 50-minute time frame compared to a 1 hour time frame. So we had some bullish CVD divergences here, which is this, right? Higher low in price, a lower low on the CVD. This one already played out because price moved up. So that's sorted, no? Now, arguably, you have another one, by the way, I just noticed. Higher low in price, lower low on the blue CVD with this drop to the downside, right? Higher low in price, lower low on the CVD. On the chart, it's this. Higher low in price, lower low on the CVD. Let's see if price can find some strength. No. You also have some 5-minute higher low in price. And on blue, we do have a lower low on the CVD as well. So interesting. It does support the narrative to look for 4 and eventually another 5. However, I'm not yet too confident this is your low or 4 because of this first structure to the upside here. But in general, on the higher time frame, probabilities are higher for an unfinished impulse. So yeah, that's it. So yeah, that's it. Yeah, very nice. Elliott Waves. Oh. Little bit of typing ASMR, pin message, oops. Okay, so what I want to keep on my chart at the moment, so I do enjoy very clean charts, is I'm gonna have this. Oh wait, and that one, yeah. Pretty much the two main areas of interest here. Right, area of interest for a 4 if it's not yet finished, area of interest for the end of a 5 and a bigger retracement. So okay, pleasure Ali, Dogan, pleasure, Mateus, thanks guys, I appreciate your messages. Birkir, yes. Elliott Waves for me is a very important element in my trading. So I trade Elliott Waves as it is, of course in confluence with other tools I use, but I trade Elliott Waves as well, absolutely. And I also developed a personal strategy. The diamonds will know because in diamond it's shared, where there's a little bit of Elliott Waves inside it. It's definitely not an Elliott Wave strategy, but there's a bit of knowledge that I use from Elliott Waves in it. So yeah. I think, by the way, with the altcoins, I'll probably switch to a weekly altcoin stream where, yeah, I think I can pretty much confirm it because I thought about it, where every weekend, on Sunday or Saturday, it's going to be Sunday, but if I can't on Sunday, Saturday, and if I can't in the whole weekend, it's going to be another day. But where we do a weekly altcoin stream instead of once a month, because I do get a lot of questions for alts. Of course, the channel is focused on Bitcoin, but I want to have specific altcoin live streams. So I can then do, you know, like the usual, I can do like 10 to 20 altcoins in one stream each week, where the first 5 that I analyze will be voted by you. So the highest amount of votes, the top 5 gets analyzed, and the remaining ones is the Wheel of Fortune, where even less popular alts have a chance to be analyzed. So I think that would be a good idea. Where were we? Quick scroll up. Have you ever want to with a leading in the weekly bearish scenario? Yes. But because the structure is exactly the same as the ABC and the bullish scenarios on the weekly do have a higher probability, I prefer to talk about the ABC compared to it being a 1, 2, 3. I even have that scenario in my folder, by the way. It is this one. Yeah. I know, I'm prepped. But because on the weekly probabilities are higher for the bulls, I for now prefer to only show the ABC and up compared to, because the structure is the same, right? In your wave 2, you look for a zigzag and then an impulse to the downside, which is then going to be either wave C or wave 3. So the moment price takes this low, you're going to hear me talk about ABC bullish up, 1, 2, 3 bearish down. That's going to be it on the daily time frame. But first, of course, we need to see local weakness to move down. But yeah. I definitely have that one in the back of my mind. Absolutely. What's up, Biljamin? Good morning, good morning. Duimpjes de lucht in. Peter van Doren. Welkom, goed dat je erbij bent. Goedemorgen, goedemorgen. Geniet van de dag. Vrije dag in Nederland. Hodl Crypto, hit the likes. Thanks, man. Errol, welcome. Adam, Errol. Errol. What's up, guys? John, good morning. Oh, wait, for you it's afternoon, by the way. Good afternoon. Mixmaster Beats, what's up? Welcome. Yeah, so I see your face. Yeah, that's not what we want to see, of course. I forgot to put my my screen, my OBS back on the chart, but hey, thanks to you guys, I quickly noticed. Took that 70k high off the FIP. The 70k. Oh, this one. I think you mean this high, no? Because yeah, we were looking for this high to be taken. 70k high. That's already a while ago, so I don't know exactly what I said when price was ranging here, but locally, yeah, probabilities so far have been very kind to us. So as price was ranging here, probabilities were higher to sooner or later take this high, right? Especially once price took out that high. So that was good. And yeah, then of course we observed the reaction. We fell back down, moved below this low, increased the probabilities to see a bigger drop. And then we had two areas of support, right? Area 1, area 2. Area 1, point of control, 66.1k has been hit. But now this move to the upside also doesn't really look like a nice impulsive structure. So yeah, I mean, probabilities are mentioned there. What if the wave 2 is not over? That is currently the highest probability. Yeah, that wave 2 is not even started yet. In a double 1-2, that is, in a double 1-2, yeah. How does Bitcoin looks in a daily? Make sure to check the analysis. So probabilities neutral, but keeping an eye on the WXY, ABC, and a double 1-2, where the double 1-2 does have a little bit lower probabilities because the second wave 1 is longer in time than the first wave 1. But it depends on the retracement. Once you get a bigger retracement, that is when we will really find out which scenario has the higher probability. In the 4 hour, is it possible ABC structure for wave 2? I guess you're talking about this one. If so, yes. A, B, C. Wave C hitting the rare 0.618 target. But a target nonetheless. It's very uncommon for a wave C to hit the 0.618. However, this was again probabilities, right? The moment we started ranging here, and we started ranging past the 5 and the 6 FIB time taken from the high to the low here. And let me do this in detail, because you can take trades based on time, which is actually what I did. So if you take a FIB time from the high to the low of this move, right? If we're looking for, let me do this here. If we're looking for a range, that is in confluence or at least in relationship with this move down, you preferably don't have a range that goes to the 5-6 FIB time, right? Preferably it's less. And then you already move down. So preferably this high here made before the 5 FIB time was your high and you move down. However, the moment we took the high again, probabilities immediately increased to look for the highs here to fill this gap as well. We took the high, bit of a retracement, whatever, and we moved up. So that immediately, the moment you took the high here, it immediately increased probabilities. This is your finished ABC. And then either you're looking for a WXY for a bigger corrective structure, right? Or potential for continuation. Depends on what happens next. No? So I took a long here because of time. Elliott Waves. Pleasure. Cheers, guys. Thanks, Peter Birker. Do I want to know? Oh, that's probably the altcoin. Any chance we have FX voters? Yeah, so alts, I'll do a once a week. I think that is, and then we'll see how it goes. So I probably have to announce this still because I haven't really announced it. But every Sunday, and if I count on Sunday, Saturday, we're going to do an altcoin stream and analyze, between 10 and 20 alts. Yeah, it could be cool. The more we analyze it, we might actually have the opportunity to go to lower time frames sometimes as well. So yeah. What's up, Trending Views? How you doing? Good to have you here. YouTube Mac poll. You think it's going down? Probabilities are, of course, communicated in the analysis at the end of the analysis, which is about 10 minutes ago. But at the moment, this structure to the upside here doesn't look like a nice impulsive structure. Right, lots of overlap in the beginning. So unless we count this a diagonal in a 1-2, this has to be your 4. But then your 4 has overlap with your wave 1, which is not allowed in an impulse. So it's not a great impulsive structure. High probabilities for corrective structures here. So yeah, we might potentially look for the daily below, but the probabilities on a 4-hour are higher to still move up sooner or later. So it depends on if you want to trade with or against a local trend. But yeah, locally, arguably probability is higher to still take this low sooner or later. It's not a great impulsive structure. In return, this move down is very much a corrective structure as well, increasing probabilities to take the high. So because there are so many corrective structures, higher probability of being corrective, a higher probability corrective. We might even get a triangle here in wave 4, by the way. A, B, C, D, E, and then you move up. So the probabilities at the moment locally are higher to either continue this range sideways, think triangle, or possibly then take the low one more time and then move towards the upside. Ideally. Where we're still looking for an unfinished impulsive structure, this one, where you still have enough and more than enough room to the downside as well, where 65.2 is the most interesting area. What's up, Zero? Good to have you here. Once again. Kaz, by next week, what do you think about the position of Bitcoin? Is it down? By next week? Well, preferably, let me do a little bit of time things here. 1 second. Wait, this was of course a very short wave too. That has to be said. Yeah, preferably that is then the high of year 3, though. This was a very short 2. This was a very long 2 with a shorter 4. So yeah, it's no problem for this wave 4 to be long. Oh. But by all means, preferably your 5 is in this week. If highest probability are at the moment, you're looking for 4 or 5, so still one more high. And then probably by next week, you should have already started the retracement. So then probably by next week, you might be at exactly the same levels. Even though we might have done an excursion up and down, yeah. Probabilities are at the moment higher for still a retracement to come, but locally to still take out the high. So 4, 5 retracement next week. You know what I mean? That would be nice. And then the retracement will give us the info. What's up, Coffeeholic? How you doing? A calls FOMO, B fear, C disbelief. Oh, I love wave trader sentiment. Yeah, I call them psychology scenarios. But I don't really. So A calls FOMO, B is fear, and C is disbelief. Your take on wave trader sentiment. So I just trade probabilities of Elliott waves. I don't have a bias because I don't care if Bitcoin is 100K or 10K. I just trade it as an asset, not necessarily a long-term investment thing. However, my ideal sentiment psychology type of scenario, right, is that we make a lower high, high 1, high 2, lower high, because here, as price then moves up, you're going to have people that become they're going to FOMO, they become greedy, they're going to start buying. Oh, we're going to move to all-time highs, Preferably, actually, if you do look for an ABC up, C ends on a high amount of volume. And it fakes a potential breakout. People get greedy, FOMO, YOLO, and then you do this. Stop hit, stop it, stop it, stop it. And then what happens is you move below 56, panic, fear, everyone selling again because, oh fuck, we go down, support up. From a psychology point of view, this would be my ideal scenario because you're faking out the bulls, you're faking out the bears, and then you go. However, for this to come to fruition, I need to first see the retracement, and we don't have it yet. So that is why on a daily time frame, probabilities are simply neutral, because I'm waiting for price to find the resistance and get a bit of a bigger retracement, and then we'll know if this is actually something we are gonna get, and then the potential WXY or ABC, or if this is 112 and you continue up. So but yeah, trader sentiment is something that I definitely like to think about. So it's a very interesting part of trading. So yeah, absolutely. Side note, by the way, remember, bullish CVDs here played out. You do have bullish CVDs here as well, and more locally we have some 5-min bull CVD. At the moment there's no bearish CVDs on the chart, so that is also something that I at least keep in mind as well. It might not be an ideal impulsive scenario, but you never know, right? It's definitely not perfect. So imagine you go for a flat A, B, C, take the high again with a wick, and then a bigger C to the downside. That would destroy some positions as well. Yeah, this is not a great impulsive structure. Can't deny, even though we have bullish CVDs. But David, what I share in the group is what I find interesting. Actually, this morning, also for Diamond, I just wanted to go live because I don't have too much time. But in the Koens Trades channel, this is a public channel, right? Trades of the past period. But yeah, Koens Setups channel is absolutely free, and yeah, it's where I share ideas, but it's not talking about, oh, I entered this position or this is how I manage it. Trade management and more of like the trading stuff is in Diamond. In setups, the goal of setups, and which you will read in Koens Trades as well, is the goal is to help people to understand how to trade Elliott waves, right? How do you actually trade Elliott waves? When do probabilities switch in my favor? Like, that sort of stuff. So that is what I share is, hey, this area is interesting because we're looking for this to happen, and this is a bit of extra support, and we can look for signs of strength. And then depending on the local price section, I might indeed take that setup, but it's not something I communicate per se, like, oh, by the way, guys, I'm in this particular long that I mentioned, or in this short. But it is at least a setup that I'm looking for, and hopefully by communicating the areas of interest that I have based on, so with every potential setup I post, I write why. So I write, why do I find this setup interesting? And what from an Elliott Wave point of view, why is this one interesting? And then hopefully people learn to eventually fish for themselves, because it's not signals in the end. It's just, I find this interesting. It's not I take it or not. But hopefully people learn how to trade Elliott Waves, what to look for, how to count the chart, and then how to trade the chart. So, yeah. Cheers, do I want to know? Driftholics, welcome. And they're at 69K. Very interesting area. Very interesting area. 3 billion of short liquidations. Holy moly. We trade C. To the downside, potential on a daily. Yeah, that has potential. But then, of course, you're looking for an impulsive retracement to the downside in that case. The CVD tool is AGGR. Right, so we have, the website is called AGGR, and you'll find this info. First of all, I have a video about CVD where you can learn all about CVD. One pager in Discord, good to know channel. Also here a link to the YouTube video, which you will find on my homepage if you scroll down to the educational playlist. Here is the website, and here is my template. So it's all there. What if the wave... oh yeah, so we covered this. What if the wave 2 is not over yet on the 1-day chart? Okay, so I guess you're talking about 1, 2, right? That's going to be what you're looking for. In that case, you are looking for a flat. So time-wise, it still works, right? If you would have a 1, 2, 3. However, do I still have that flat? Let me actually see. Do I still have it? Yeah. I still have it. So let's make it nice for a second. Oh. Why is everything locked? Yeah. This would be your scenario where your 2 is not yet finished. However, in a wave B, you're looking for a 3-wave structure. And at the moment, probabilities are higher. This is an impulsive structure to the upside with a double 1, 2. Looking for a 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. So in B, you need a 3-waver, but because probabilities are higher, this is an impulse, the probabilities decrease for an ABC in a longer wave 2. Yeah. I do have it in my folders, but it doesn't have the highest probability at the moment. Cheers, Prem. 1 bearish CVD on the 5-minute. I mean, price moving up, CVD moving down. I mean, arguably you're looking at the blue here, but you also, of course, have yellow at the same time. And on blue, you actually have this bullish CVD, this green candle, higher low in price. And if you look at my horizontal cursor, lower low in blue as well. So yeah, I mean, from an Elliott Wave point of view, it's not a nice impulsive structure overlap here between a 1 and a 4. This has to be a diagonal because of all the overlap. This is not a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 or 1, 2, 1, 2, because where's your 3, 4, 3, 4, right? But this is a corrective structure down, or highest probability, highest amount of volume in the low. So yeah, one could take the high eventually. But yeah, this still feels corrective. So even if we do move up in on a lower time frame with some of the bullish CVDs supporting it, I'm very aware of the potential of a flat as well, where you then create a wave A, wave B, potential W, X, Y, and then move down. Or a triangle. So A, B, C, D, E, but too early to talk triangles. Gotta wait for wave D to be finished. Yeah, it's not great, that's for sure. Some other wave ones, I know. I mean, this one, this diagonal, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? It is a diagonal. I think this was an expanding one. Yeah, I mean, very sure, of course. Yeah. So not ideal. However, with the bullish CVDs making a new high here after the 6 fib time, yeah, I was looking for price to move up. It was a time long, a time related long that I took there. Cheers, particles of time. Thank you. Do you find more people are asking you about altcoins than normal? I think that with the channel growing, you will have more people joining that also keep an eye on alts. So the smaller the channel, the lower your probabilities to get questions about alts, because it's just less people. It's just less volume. But the moment the channel grows, there's more people coming in that besides Bitcoin trade other things. So the questions go up. So that is why I think it is good to, and I've been doing the altcoin stream for the first time in February, and then in March I was gone, and the second one was earlier this month, because in April I was thinking about what am I going to do, and of course now I still think about it, but I did an altcoin stream earlier this month. I don't know how many we analyzed. I did write it down though. I think I threw it away already. We analyzed like what, 15 coins or 12 coins or something. In the first stream we did 19. However, what I will do, which is important for do I want to know, because I know you have the question, do I want to know? But today I have confirmed that I'll do an altcoin stream once a week on a Sunday or a Saturday, preferably Sunday. If I can't, then I do it on Saturday, depends on my weekend plans. And if I can't in the weekend, I'll do it another day. I'll make sure to communicate it, right? If I can't. But then at least we have a regular altcoin opportunity, and if people are there, they can vote. Now, with regards to the voting, so the top 5 will be analyzed. I think I'll have to put the voting up on Saturday, have people vote for a day's time, and on Sunday go live. Your message is probably deleted by Mark, because in this live stream I won't do altcoins, because it's for the altcoin specific live streams. And this is Bitcoin, and I also gotta go soon. So it was much worse. Yeah, depends. I guess depends on the live stream as well. Today, 150 people here. We of course, I mean, the average people attending live streams is really increasing. It's quite impressive. 150 is the usual. On a volatile day, will easily go 300. It's crazy. But then, of course, the questions go up as well. So I think most people will be happy with a weekly altcoin analysis. And what is also interesting is it's going to save me time, funny enough, because usually the top 5 voted coins are quite similar. And I already have an analysis on all of these coins done in previous live streams or altcoin streams or gold coin coverage streams. So I of course, some are very old, by the way, very, very old. But the ones that come back more often, I don't even spend a lot of time on them anymore because it's like, oh, boom, buff, done. You know, it's like a 10-minute video on Bitcoin, but then 10 minutes for that altcoin instead of like 30 minutes or 1 hour. So it will give also me an opportunity to go through more different altcoins, because the ones that come back, like Ethereum, oftentimes is voted in the top 5. You know, it's Ethereum is very clear, and yeah, it will not even take me 10 minutes to explain Ethereum, and we go to the next. So that's gonna, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Did you already cover the analysis? Yes. Pinned comment, 10:10 in the live stream. That is when I started the analysis. So correct, Voice of Pi. Hira and Voice of Pi joining at the same time. Good to have you guys here. 4-star strength, 5 a.m. 5 a.m. Oh, wait. Okay, yeah, in the States. Up early. For a second, I thought, wait, it's 5 a.m. and you didn't go to bed. But it's you just woke up, of course. It's a nice time to wake up, early morning. I got to say, in the Netherlands here, so I woke up at 5:10 this morning because of mosquitoes. Now let me. This is a trick that I learned from my neighbor when I was a student. So back in the day when I was a student studying medicine at the University of Amsterdam, I sometimes heard the vacuum cleaner of my neighbor at like 10-11 p.m. So, and I knew him well. So I was like, "Yo, what are you doing?" Because I knew a lot about him, but not like, why are you cleaning your room at like 9, 10, 11 p.m. And he's like, I'm hunting for mosquitoes. So I was like, so you don't slap him? He's like, no, I vacuum clean them. I don't want the blood on the wall and then clean it, and you know. And I was like, yo, you smart. Gonna do the same. It's easier to catch them as well because of the flow, right? So yeah, from that moment onwards, if there's mosquitoes in the bedroom, I just get the vacuum cleaner out, and I just that's that. Leaves no spots on the walls. They die because of the airflow and also the particles that go into the vacuum cleaner. So I mean, they die anyway, and you know, it keeps things clean. It is a bit noisy though, but I mean, I prefer to be very quick and catch them with a vacuum cleaner instead of running around the room trying to slap them with my hands. So, yo, use the vacuum cleaner, man. Yeah, it's so good. Yeah, that's good. It's good to have you here. Bones, what's up? By the way, Bones. Bones, you're probably still here, I can imagine. So I got some textile markers. I don't even know what that is in English. What's textile, guys? Is that textile? I don't know. Translate. 1 second here. Textile. Textile. Okay, I guess it was good anyway. So I have markers because Bones wanted a signature on his t-shirt that he won during the giveaway. So I got markers and I got all sorts of colors. Now, first I was thinking about white, but they don't, for whatever reason, they don't have white. So now I have a shitload of colors in this pack. If you have a preferred color, let me know, because I'm going to use that color on the shirt. If you don't have a preferred color, it's probably going to be, I don't know if gray might be too dark on the, 1 second. So of course we have the logo here, right? But then, so the signature is going to be, you know, somewhere below the logo. But I need a, no. Do you have a preferred color? And the reason I haven't signed it yet or sent it yet is because I'm waiting for the caps to arrive. So the people that want the giveaway caps, the cap should come very soon, because I got an email at the end of last week saying it will take 4 working days. So it should arrive this week. And when the caps are here, embroidered Koens logo, I really look forward to. I also ordered one for myself. Then I'm gonna send the t-shirt together with the caps out. The hoodies and all the other t-shirts have already been sent. So 10 or 11, I think 11 packages are already on their way. So what a method. I know, right? Life hack. What's up, Serega? How you doing? I mean, part of the market. ETH. I was in infantry, so I wake up because it's ingrained in me, but yeah, I respect it. And I'm gonna, yeah, I can imagine, like, wake up early. Waking up early is nice, though. I will definitely try it. Do it. Like, it's so easy. Put the vacuum cleaner on the highest setting and just get rid of them. You owe me a response to my email. Wait, what kind of email? I'll check it after the stream. What was it about? I don't know. I'm gonna start up my my Outlook as we speak. Let's have a look. Because I think I replied to pretty much all of the stuff, no? Hello? Okay, there we are. I mean, early this morning I received some emails, but yes. Oh, 4-star strength. Yo. Yes. Okay, wow. Like, you guys have so many different names on different platforms. It's difficult to follow. 4-star strength. I have a meeting with them tomorrow. Okay, so I've been busy on the background. So sorry for not communicating. But as we speak, at 10:19, I received a meeting invitation. Join with Google Meet. Let me immediately accept this. For tomorrow, 1 p.m. Central European Time, to have a meeting with them. So, working on it. Can you sign mine? R.N. Elliott. I can, but I will never use the letters, the initials of the master himself. It will be KS. Well, that's it. Green is okay. Okay. Green it is. Gonna do green. So, will be green. You skipped my 86 touch question at 11:33 am. Maybe there is time to cover that. You might want to just ask it again so that I don't have to scroll all the way up, because it's, yeah. Oh, it wasn't all the way, and I can put time zone. Okay, that helps. Anyway, is there a relevant 86 touch to the latest low? Yesterday 6 p.m. and the low on Friday 2 p.m. This one? Yesterday 6 p.m. I mean, this depends on your time zone, I suppose, because yesterday 6 p.m. for me, price was here, which of course is not relevant. So I guess you're talking about this low. and Friday too. So your time frame is different. So you got to be probably use the price. Mention the price. Yesterday was Sunday, and Friday low is probably this one. In that case, the answer is no. So the 886 is only relevant if you create a high, right? A clean high, and you're looking for an A, B, C, or a 1, 2, 3 potentially to the downside. The 886 becomes important. Also the other way around, if you have this low here and you do this and touch the 886, that is relevant. But with a like in between low, an 886 here, that's not relevant. No. What is relevant is this high to this low. If you do hit the 886, that's relevant. Okay. So same here. We have a clean high, clean low, touch the 886, that's relevant. Now, what is then not relevant? Imagine we have a high, you move down, you move up. You move down a little bit more, and then you move up. The 886 taken from this high to this low, touched here, not relevant, right? Only from the high to this low, that is relevant. There you go, there you go. Still some bullish CVDs on the lower time frames. Oh yeah. Cheers, 4-star strength. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. And thanks for hanging out. So, and sending me the emails as well. So I'm working on it. Can it be a flat zigzag WXY? So I guess, because I have to guess, you're talking about local price action. So flat zigzag. Can this be a flat? I mean, yeah, but I'm not that too happy with this being a wave B compared to this A, because your B is so incredibly long. So, you know, very far past the 6 fib time, probably 10 or something times bigger. So just because of that, I probably prefer to end a structure here, because this being an A, B, C, I don't know, it's a very long wave B. But by all means, W, X, Y, okay, yeah, that's an idea, absolutely. However, if you're looking for a zigzag in Y, then this being your first A, B, C, low probabilities, because wave A has to be a 5-wave structure. And you have overlap here, right? So this has to be counted as a double 1, 2 or a diagonal. And your highest amount of volume is in the low, which is something for wave 3, but then you want to see a 4 and a 5, but your 4 retrace too high. So if you do start a zigzag down, preferably not from this high, in a bigger WXY, that is. And I'm just not too happy with counting this a flat yet. So because of the size of this, I'm thinking about, could we end 3 here, like the bigger impulse, and this is the start of your 4. But it's also, I've just been looking at it. The problem is that this low went below the lows here. So you can't count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because 4 is not allowed to go below 2. So then you need 1, 2, but then you have a 3. You only took this high once. You needed another 4, 5, but we didn't. We moved down. So yeah, it just looks looks better as a corrective structure. I can't really make it a nice impulse unless this is your zigzag W, X, Y, and here, and then this is your final leg up to end your 3. But that would be potentially more bearish. Yeah. Just because wave B is like 10 times or more the length of A, I don't really like to label it a B. So I would prefer to end the structure here. And in the unfinished impulse, it would be a 3. That is for the ones that have an eye for detail. Previous videos, I put 3 here, but now I put 3 in the middle. Aware. The reason I put 3 in the middle is because I was thinking about this morning. And I didn't want to put 3 on top of this high. So then there's a potential for this, right? However, then your 3 is of course pretty weird. So unless you have a little bit of analysis. But then your wave 4 is so shallow. Doesn't make sense. Now, didn't hit the 0.236 and the 0.146 is very rare. 146 is touched, but that's a very rare. I don't even have it in like standard in my template because it is so rare. So but it is something I'm considering. So it's at least something I'm thinking about, right? So that is also why when looking for a retracement, we are now at potential 4-5 ending impulsive structure type of moves, right? Like 4-5 price action, you're based on probabilities. So you're starting to look for retracements, which means that proof of support becomes even more interesting because you could get bigger retracements as well. And we touched the first area of support here, got a bit of a bounce. Second area would be the daily. What's up, Titan? How you doing? Welcome. Should be in their ads too. I mean, yeah. Maybe. Wouldn't be a bad ad for a vacuum cleaner brand. At least I know where they get the ad idea from if I now see it online. This weird wave forward. Yeah. I guess the one I covered, right? W, X, and then another Y down. Bitcoin prediction short term. Weekly, upside, daily, neutral, 4 hours, still look for another high in a 5 preferably. Short time frame, potentially, short time frame continue the range sideways and then move up, or take this low one more time and then look for a move to the upside, actually, on the 4 hour. An unfinished impulse at the moment. Super chat. Those are like donations on YouTube. Yeah. Sign it now live on stream. Yeah, I mean, when I sign it, I prefer to like, because I need to stretch the shirt to keep it tight. So I need to put the books on top and stuff and then sign it. And I, of course, have nothing prepared here. It would be fun though, not gonna lie. Yeah, I didn't even open this pack as well. The green one. Yeah, we could do that on a live stream. Once the caps are in, I can show the caps, I can sign the shirt and then send it. Cheers, Desek. Sounds like good for you to make my favorite with .88. Yes, So here's the thing. I for a few days I've been thinking about potentially not restructuring. I'm not sure if that's but in a way restructuring the memberships. So silver still being short-term updates. That one won't change. Gold going more towards feedback and Q&A, where I provide feedback, Q&A, have a weekly live stream in gold, where the course, Elliott Wave course in gold, I'm still thinking about what I can do with that, because I do have an idea which benefits everyone. And diamond is very much gearing towards making a plan, building a plan, tracking statistics, trade management. Currently, my other strategy is also still published in diamond. I'm not sure if I per se want to keep it. For now I do, because you do have those scammer type of people that just like they do that everywhere with every influencer. They download the stuff and then they resell it for whatever. And then there's actually people that buy it, which are part of the problem, instead of going to the creator. So as we are focused on Elliott Waves, it might be more, I don't know, I'm not yet sure what I want to do with it. But it's very much focused on building a plan, creating a strategy, trading psychology, like, yeah. And in diamond, I then also want to go live more in the chatting channel. So it's a lot more personal time. And then I might remove the personal strategy. I trade Elliott Waves as well, so I talk about Elliott Waves all the time, and I always share my plan from an Elliott Wave point of view. But the self-developed strat based on statistics, which took me years to develop, people downloading that and selling that, that's very much against my principles. So with future innovations as well, because the strategy is always innovating and I always tweak and improve, I might just keep it for myself. But I'm also currently working on developing a potential new strategy, which is the data folder, by the way. So I had an idea, and I'm just like, this is soft checking it. I'm not yet collecting hard data for now. I'm just checking it on the chart and putting all the lines and things on the chart to see, like, yo, if I just by quick perspective, can it work or not? So that's the data folder here. New one. A running flat is of course rare. But where would that be? The running flat here somewhere. But you need to accept 1 and 4 overlap. In a diagonal, yes. Not sure what range are we talking about here? This one? Do you ever use complementary fib ratio lessons? I find I hit a lot of pivots. So I don't use them from an Elliott Wave point of view, right? But I do have some fibs that I sometimes turn on. So I have the 723, right? The 836 is on my chart as well, and the 557. But you'll rarely ever see me talk about these because they're not relevant really from an Elliott Wave point of view. So yeah. I don't really use them. I sent a request about possible diagonal wave as the ending of a movement big C. Wave 4, Bettina, has to be a zigzag in a diagonal. It can't be a triangle. So that section would need to be recounted. This one here. Also, C here is likely a complex structure. ABC, I mean, can work. ABC, but yeah, it's you need zigzags in 2 and 4. That's a requirement. You MACD, RSI? No, I never used the MACD and the RSI. I know how they work in relationship to Elliott waves, especially with the 3-5, right, waves, but I don't use it in my analysis. No, it's not. I don't really. So, in developing a plan or a strategy for yourself or tools that you want to use next to Elliott waves, the MACD and the RSI never really got to me. I prefer to use other tools. Yeah. What's up, Azriel? How you doing? Light it up. Yeah. So RSI. Yeah, it's not really my thing. Flat, zigzag, flat. Flat, zigzag, flat. There is potential, yes. Yeah. There is potential, W, X, and then another flat. Yeah. So just because of this move down being more of a corrective structure, increasing probabilities to take the high sooner or later. But because this move up does not look like a great impulse, yeah, it does gives me a flat feeling. So you can have a bigger flat, or like you say, WX, and then a more local flat. Yeah. Which, in other words, then continues the range. So yeah, we of course have bullish CVD divergences, so it would be quite fun to see those play out, but not yet too confident that this is your wave 1. But we'll see. 4 hour probabilities are still for higher, and if we do move up, then we move up. I mean, that is the way it goes, the way the cookie crumbles. At least we have a little bit of action now. 1 minute counting in diamond. Yeah, that's something for you. Ultron, how you doing? Welcome. Okay, everyone. It is time for me to go because I have to catch a train soon, traveling to my grandma because we go bowling. So this is the only piece of content today. I don't have the opportunity to go live in the afternoon. I don't have the opportunity to upload a video tonight because with the family for my grandma's birthday, we go bowling and then eat all together. So I'll be with my family for the remainder of the day. And the reason I went live this morning, Central European time, is because if I would make a video this morning and then do a quick live stream later in the morning, it's exactly the same content. It's the same analysis. And I didn't want to have a full copy. So that's why I just went live. And the live content is the way it is. So, yeah. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I'll let you know how it goes. I'm competitive with anything I do, also with bowling. Like I always say, it's the yearly family bowling competition. You know what I mean? My dad is good in bowling. I'm good in bowling. I have 2 brothers. The oldest one of the 2 is also good in bowling. My uncle is good in bowling. So yeah, it's gonna be fun times. I'm gonna make sure to make a picture of the result. Let's see if I can win. Usually I'm in a group with my dad, so you have the some experienced or not experienced but better bowlers in a group. So yeah, let's see what we can do. You all have matching bowling jackets? No. No. Maybe I have to give all of my family members some Koens merch. Yeah, and then we can bowl in that. It looks like we're a squad. So yeah. But thanks everyone for hanging out. Trade safe, right? Tomorrow morning will be a new update. So tomorrow morning I'll make a normal video, right? And probably tomorrow I won't be able to do a live stream in the afternoon because I'm gone between noon and 5 p.m. So yeah. Oh, makes me think I do have the me. That's a personal thought. So yeah, anyway, I'll keep you updated as always. So thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for all the questions as well. Trade safe. You know the probabilities and what we're looking for from an Elliott Wave point of view. Right. So on the weekly, daily, 4 hour, and a little bit of the local time frame as well. So yeah, thanks for hanging out, and I'm gonna see you soon again.